Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Good morning and welcome to the show. All right. My main topic of this discussion today is Big Tigger arrested on battery, child cruelty charges in Atlanta. This happened this past Saturday, and we touched on this yesterday, but yesterday's stream had too many copyright issues, so I could not leave it up. I want to go back and I want to talk about Tigger. And I've already gone on record when his wife, first posted a video online. I want to stay consistent with what I said about Tigger as an icon, a legend, and a matador of sorts for the one-time hip-hop culture, which is now just hip-hop trash. It's a genre. Last time I saw Tigger, I think it was 2005. We shook hands. Great conversation. He's a good guy. If you're from the New York tri-state area, no, I will not be sitting here talking about old conversations between Tigger and I. Grow up. Some of you just have to grow up. If you're from the New York area, you're just programmed for beef and drama. I'm not doing that today. I want to talk about the police report from Tigger's wife. I stand on everything I said about him, being a pillar, in a sense, of the urban community, if you will, even though it's pretty much just online. But things have changed since a police report. I see many people online trying to discredit his wife, and she might not be the most credible person. Is she a grifter? I don't know. According to my research, she has a missing child. The child has been missing for a decade. And that's crazy, right? But here's the catch. Tigger put a ring on it. In old terms, he would be considered Captain Save-A-Hoe. Not that I'm calling his wife a hoe, but just, in urban terms, Captain Save-A-Hoe. If your mother told you, like my mother told me once upon a time, son, save a girl's number, but don't save her life. Put a one in the live chat. Save a girl's number, but don't save her life. Tigger tried to save someone's life. I don't know why. Maybe he loves her. Maybe she's a beard. I don't know his sexual preference. That has been rumored, speculation, an outright attack on him once upon a time. And, that slore, Corinne Stephens, a.k.a. Superhead, she's the one that started that in her book. I don't know if she ever even produced any proof. See, those were the days when people could say anything and never produce receipts. But his wife filed a police report. As I said, he was arrested. I've got all the details here, and I'm going to play a couple of videos. But I want to try and talk to some of you from experience, knowledge, wisdom. Many of us, and many of you right now, you have girlfriends, you have wives, you have side chicks and jump-offs. And whatever goes down, tussling, brawling, moving furniture around, they don't call police. Can I get an amen for real bitches who don't call the police? You out all night, stunting, fronting, flexing up on the gram. And when you get home at 4 a.m., she's going to come out the closet, bow, bow. It's on and popping. You might grab her and throw her up against the wall. Bang! You might give her a Tyson blow. Bow! She will kicks you. Poof! But she never calls police. Tigger's wife called police. Now, is Tigger a mark? Well, I don't know if he's a mark, but he's food now. He's food. And he might possibly be a lick. A lick. I want to talk about what I perceive to be a legal matter. Oh, my goodness. V103 in Atlanta, where he hosts I think it's called the Big Tigger Morning Show. I've never been a person who listens to urban hip-hop radio. You know this. Even when I work there. It's just not my taste of programming and or music, early in the mornings, even at night. The People's Station, yes? That's what it goes by, the People's Station. I also want to talk about Tigger's longtime friend, who is the Vice President of Programming and Brand Manager, Reggie Rouse. I've spoken to Reggie on a few occasions. Good guy, got nothing against him, but then again, he's never did anything for me. So it's whatever. I have no malice in my heart towards Tigger, as I've already said. Great guy. But his wife, if she's smart, let's be honest, she's going to file a lawsuit against Tigger, V103, and drag Reggie Rouse, into a deposition. Tigger might be a real sweet lick. He might be a 6-figure lick for her, a 7-figure lick. Does she know all the secrets? I'm sure she does. Does she know all his little sexual fetishes? I'm sure she does. Has she ever pegged him? I don't know. But if she has, she's going to tell. So, as I said, I want to play a couple of videos, but I want to talk to you guys if you've ever been in a situation similar, hosting any type of television, radio show. I see many people online, standing up for Big Tigger's character. I've only met him once, so I can't say that I know him like that. I have a image of him in my mind, and that is a good guy. Never heard anything, never heard any crazy stories. But that doesn't mean he doesn't, go into a bathroom like Mystical, take a blast off of a doohickey or take a bump and then come out the bathroom, and give a woman a ground and pound. I have no proof. I'm just saying. I can't say that. He's not that type. Let's get a 1 in the live chat for people who have friends and family members who are quiet, bird chest, frail niggas. But if you push their button, they will go upside a woman's head. I don't condone it. It's not funny, but who knows those types of people? When they're out and about, yes, love is love. Yo, fam. Behind closed doors, they get to breaking bones, stomping on a female's rib cages. Again, we're going to focus not just on Big Tigger, but V103, an Odyssey station. An Odyssey station. I think they filed for bankruptcy a couple of years ago. And his handler, Reggie Rouse. Why did I think he was the GM? Reggie Rouse. Anybody in the live chat ever heard of Reggie Rouse? VP of Programming and Brand Manager. So it is his job, if you will, to protect the brand of the station. To my knowledge, Reggie Rouse, close to my age, he's not married, has no children, not divorced. Not that that's a bad thing. I've got kids. I don't claim any kids. No one has sued me for child support, but I've never been married. I will get married at some point, and I will get what's called a hospice wife. I know nothing about Reggie Rouse's sexual choices. I'm not trying to clown the man, but is he someone who's, in the community, a respectable and honorable man? I would imagine so. Is he a bishop in a church? Who is Reggie Rouse? Is Tigger still on the air? Live chat, is Tigger still on the air? Has he not been sat down? Because you see, at some point, it's going to turn into a legal discussion. Legal will step in and take over. And there will be no one to protect Tigger. Even if Reggie Rouse wants to fall on the sword, which I'm sure he would want to for his friend. They go back decades. I've got all sorts of information here. I think Reggie Rouse, again, I don't know his full pedigree, used to be the producer for the Donnie Simpson show. And Live in the Den with Big Tigger. He became the brand manager at V103 back in 2005. Damn, how old is this nigga? Can somebody find out how old is Reggie Rouse? Is this nigga older than me? I'm 62. Reggie Rouse, I think he should be somewhat of a focus if you're in the Atlanta metro area. Because at some point, legal is going to step in and say, hey, what are we doing here? Will this become a legal matter? If so, what should we do to alleviate a situation? Do we sit Tigger down? Do we suspend him indefinitely until he works out his legal matters? Criminal charges. Does Reggie Rouse become a liability? Did he suspend Tigger? Did he not take any action on behalf of the station? You see, friendships can only go but so far in the world of entertainment and media. If I were Tigger's wife, I would try and get Reggie Rouse into a deposition for 8 hours and grill that nigga. What do you know about Tigger's behavior? What is he like? Does he cheat on his wife? Well, he's your friend, right? You guys know each other. You hung out, you've traveled. Does he flirt with other females? Give me some time here. I want to get all this out in the open first. And as I said, this is nothing by way of any malice, but we have to discuss what may be a legal issue sooner than later. Okay, here we go. Pay attention, and then we will open up the floodgates and have a healthy and robust discussion. This came out 16 hours ago, this particular news clip. Here we go.
New today, V103's Big Tigger now facing charges after he was arrested on Saturday. And it comes 2 weeks after his wife posted a video to social media showing what seems to be a gash on her face, along with the black eye, and then a caption saying, "Someone asked my husband why face happened."
Let's bring in 11 Alive's Chase Howell. Chase, you read those warrants extensively. Talk us through the charges here.
Yeah, so Faith, Cheryl, right now, Big Tigger, a.k.a. Darian Morgan, is facing aggravated battery and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree for allegedly putting his hands on his wife.
What exactly?
I want to say categorically, these allegations and accusations that have been circulating about me are false. Untrue, not happening, didn't happen.
So we just heard what seemed to be him saying that these allegations are not true. What exactly is his wife claiming here?
Yeah, so Faith, Alicia Brown, his wife, claims she found texts in his phone between him and another female. They got into a fight, and at some point, he allegedly called her a psycho and began recording her with his phone. Then Brown says she snatched the phone out of his hands, which led to him allegedly tackling her to the ground, causing her to bruise her lip. But it didn't stop there either, you guys. So according to Brown, she claims when she got to her feet and headed to the basement and said, quote, "I'll show you, psycho," and began unplugging his computer. It was then when she says he restrained her, and after multiple times of her telling him to leave her alone and to get his hands off of her, he allegedly began pushing her out of the office. And according to the warrant, at some point, she lost her footing and hit her face on the door, cutting it. And again, what we just heard from earlier was from Big Tigger, where he completely denied any of those allegations and just says it's not true. He's been taking to social media, posting a lot of, quotes, a lot of quotes, I would say.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned that third degree charge about cruelty to children. Walk us through what that one means, why it's included here.
Right. I mean, when you hear cruelty to children, our minds instantly go, oh, he must have hit that child. Well, that might be true in the first degree sense, but not here. Cruelty to children in the third degree basically says, look, a child, and according to police, a child was in the home during this argument, and they were around, they were in earshot of this violence.
All right, so a lot more to follow, and this is the first time we're seeing the arrest report, so I know you'll stay on top of it. Chase, thanks a lot.
That's video number one. Again, my objective here today is to talk to you, if my words mean anything, about being in a position of influence and or power, and how some of these things can escalate and spiral when you try to save someone's life. He tried to save her life. Now, she's got a bunch of children, beautiful little life forces. And if you go to Tigger's IG page, which I did, he's parading the family around. He's taking the position that, this is my family. I love my kids, yada, yada, yada. Okay, that's what, some communities respect and like, right? And again, let me emphasize, even if she's lying, and I'm not calling her a liar, he wifed her. He wifed her. He shares secrets with her. So she could be in a deposition. Oh, my goodness. Can you imagine what she would say about some of his close friends? Let's lay all of this out and, just look at it from different angles. Sheila, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Hey, Marie, good to see you. Pardon me. Okay. All right. Can you guys see that showrunner? Wow. Is that a crazy showrunner? I have to ask the question. This is the objective perspective. My show is not an echo chamber for those who don't know. I like to have people from different walks of life, different ethnicities, different nationalities speak freely, even if I don't agree with you and I give you the last word. There seems to be some type of groundswell right now that people are saying Austin Metcalf fell on Carmelo Anthony's knife. Do you guys believe that in the live chat? I've got a video. I've got Dr. Umar Johnson. He's making that claim.
If two 210-pound football players, black football players, walk up to a 135-pound black boy, grab him by the hoodie, put him in a headlock, try to jump him and stomp him out, and that white boy unintentionally stabs him, or he falls onto the white boy's knife, which is what we believe happened. Okay, Austin fell onto Carmelo's knife trying to attack him because the knife is 3.5 inches. The cut was only 2. Loon, if I'm stabbing you, why am I going halfway with a knife blade that's only 3.5 inches? You fell onto my knife. Regardless, Loon, do you really think those two black boys who fell on that white boy's knife are going to get convicted of murder in 35 years? No. Do you think they even get indicted with murder?
Phone lines are open. Firestarter, I saw you in the queue. What happened to your call? Firestarter. Okay. So that's my question. I'm as serious as colon cancer. There appears to be people who believe that Austin fell on Carmelo's knife. I can't say he didn't. I didn't see what happened up under the tent. Oh, we've got so many theories. People who claim, oh no, they jumped him. That's why he had to run. I didn't see that. Phone lines are open. Someone said, okay, this is from 6 years ago. What is this? Hold on a second. What is this? Is that Reggie Rouse right there from 6 years ago? Uh-oh, wait a minute. Folks, we have to find out who is Tigger's handler. Hold on a second. Is that him right there? This, sheesh. Why is he so private? What is he hiding? Well, here we go. Reggie Rouse from B103. This is 6 years ago. I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm going to play it.
And streaming is a very nationwide platform. But our goal here at B103 is to win in Atlanta. Right. I'm more concerned about Atlanta. But, it starts here in Atlanta. Right. So I'm more interested for me to have what's streaming or have that overlap with records coming out of Atlanta. Because I still think.
Stop right there. Uh-oh. So he's got the crucifix around his neck. Can you see that? Uh-oh. If I were a lawyer, I'd say, we got to get him on the stand. Sir, can we get your hand on the Bible?
Atlanta is the capital of the music world right now. I'm a New Yorker, but I'm going to be real. Atlanta is the capital of hip hop, as far as I'm concerned. Atlanta is the capital of R&B, and we're the capital of music here in this city. It breaks out of Atlanta. If it's a hip hop record, it may break first on the streets and maybe break on high or first. V will follow that, because they're going to break hip hop first. If it's an R&B record, V's probably going to break it first. Then even if it's a hot on streets, they may touch it.
Anybody know this man? I don't think I've ever met him. Yeah, again, this is not trying to tear down Tigger, but we have to find out who are Tigger's handlers. Has Reggie Rouse released a statement? Let me look in the live chat. Jason, I got your email. Thank you so much. Jason found that Reggie Rouse clip. Does Reggie Rouse lick a hole or suck a pole? Respectfully. Would he know if Tigger likes a finger in the booty? That was low, pardon me. So people have been talking about they don't believe Big Tigger. That's not his true character. I've seen a couple of people say that. And again, I have no problem with that. I don't know Tigger's character. But here's what I do want to say. I think Tigger, like most urban radio hosts, are liars. They lie to the audience. It's a formula to lie. You guys know what I'm talking about? I've spoken to you about this in the past. I had a problem with that. I had a problem with that lying. I've seen people straight lie to the audience. I've said it before. It's not alleged. Summer Jam is a scam. Sue me, I'll take the stand. I'll sit in a deposition. You guys ever heard of Summer Jam? There is no computer. Maybe now, but when I worked at Hot 97, Power 105, and what are other stations, Power 104, I worked at a bunch of radio stations. 100.3 The Beat. They lie. Or they want you to lie. I had a problem with lying. Who remembers Star saying, for those who go back with me like that, you got to scream like a slave to win the prize. There is no computer of caller 97. I would almost bet my last dollar there is no computer counting for the 103rd caller, B103. Got to call back. So Tigger is, in my opinion, and I don't say this to be disrespectful, a seasoned liar. You guys know what I'm talking about? They lie. Lie. So, does Reggie Rouse condone the lie? Of course he does. They want you, before they put your call on the air, they want you to scream like an animal. Oh my God! Oh my God! Thank you so much. I listen every day. I listen to this show and that show, and keep listening for your chance to win. It's a scam, and they lie. So it can be proven that Tigger is a liar if his wife files a civil suit. You guys know what I'm talking about? Tells lies daily. Daily. Yeah. Claiming to be, hey, Lucy's Pearl, you see? Mike DeBeast. I remember one time I was talking on the radio. I think it was 2002, and I was saying, "Hey, if you guys get together, I almost got suspended for this. If you guys get together and file a class action lawsuit because you felt that you should have gotten Summer Jam tickets, you might get a bag." Oh my God, does that make sense? Jana, are you calling it? Jana, I'm getting your comments, but I can't understand. Jana, can you please call in? I'm not sure where you're going. I want to give credit to this particular channel, but I don't know. Is it Lay Gordon? Lay, I'm going to play your video. If there's a problem, please email me and I will edit this out. But this is Alicia Brown's father. This came out 7 days ago. Tigger's wife's missing child they're talking about. Here we go.
She is now 17. Who was Aaliyah as a little girl?
She was vibrant. She was very active. She was into a lot of activities, cheerleading, dance, primarily dance. She was in ballet. She did soccer. She was pretty much just a vibrant young child.
What was your favorite memory at that time with her?
My favorite memory at that time was when we went to the carnival. It was probably, I think she might have been about 5 or 6 at that time. But we went to the carnival and we just had pretty much endless fun. It was probably one of the best times we had together.
What kind of father were you trying to be?
I mean, I was trying to be the best father to my daughter, a protector, a provider. I'm her biggest fan, so I would have been supportive in anything that she was, trying to do. I went to the activities that I didn't know about, so I was just trying to support, protect, and encourage her to be, a successful adult and go on from there.
How would you describe your relationship before the custody battle intensified?
I would say it was a little rocky because she was so stressed out during that time, I feel like, because she didn't have any type of security in a sense. Every day there was something new happening as far as where she needed to go. Well, almost every day or every week, she had a new location of where she needed to go, the things that had been going on in court, the things that her mom had been doing in between the court proceedings and trying to just keep showing up and just always popping up wherever she was. It was really confusing her. So I think she was very, I'm gonna say a bit on edge or hesitant when it came to just showing her emotions or feelings toward me.
And I saw in the documents that the judge said her mother was a heavy influence on her. Before Aaliyah was even born, what was your relationship like with Alicia?
Before she was born, it wasn't that long. So it was, I mean, we met, we got along until we didn't. And when we didn't get along or when we got into an argument or a disagreement, I've quickly learned the methods and routes that she's willing to take to get some get back or retaliation. And I can't deal with a person like that, even whether it be my own child's mom or anyone. I can't associate myself with that.
Looking back now, do you think the custody fight began because the romantic relationship ended?
Can I jump in for a second? I have no proof. Do you think that Tigger is an abused man by his wife and living a secret life? And because she knows his secrets, he's trapped. He could be totally innocent. Again, according to documentation, she has a pattern of doing this. She has a pattern. Yes, no? Is Tigger, a simp and a soon-to-be lick? Did he wife her? Well, he wifed her to be a beard in a sense. Just want to say all that.
Absolutely not. The court case began not even because of the casino incident. The court case began because I was always having trouble having consistent time and just spending time with my daughter. There was no other way I was going to get over this hill without the court's help. I could have did gloves off and just do it the unconventional way, but that would not have solved anything in this type of situation.
Of course, we all heard about the tragic story. Why do you think the judge changed her 3-year sentence to, I believe, 5 days after the casino incident?
Well, I expressed my disgust, utter disgust, but it fell on deaf ears, and the judge made that decision and had some type of modification in place after the probation period, so it wouldn't be counted against or go against her record. But they gave her a slap on the wrist, and that's just kind of the best way to put it.
Do you think she's connected by any way with anyone? I know she worked at the Baltimore mayor's office, because I just don't understand how could this happen time and time again. Was this brought up in the court?
The casino incident is definitely a pillar in the case as to show her behavior when it came to our daughter. Mm-hmm. So yes, it was all talked about through and throughout the case, as well as the custody evaluation from the court social worker. They always highlighted that.
I have to jump in. You see, I've been listening, and the tone, the demeanor of, Alicia Brown's father. That's who this is, the father of the missing child. He sounds, what we used to say, even keeled. He doesn't sound like someone who drinks or does drugs. He sounds like a hurt man. Does Tigger's wife have fire coochie? Does she have the bomb coochie? And this nigga's a simp, and Tigger's a simp and a lame. We have to look at different angles here.
Even though it had been 3 years removed, or at least a couple years removed at that point, the problem that they had was that she never acknowledged the totality of the incident. She never acknowledged just how severe of a thing this was and how damaging this could be to a child. She just brushed it off as if, it was a small, isolated kind of incident.
So you don't think there was ever a time that you and Alicia could co-parent successfully?
Yeah, whenever I did whatever she wanted me to do, and that kind of doesn't work. The control factor is not the control factor that she kind of possesses is not something that anybody can really follow. So we did try to co-parent. We were doing it, I don't know, sometimes it would last as good as 4 months. We're fine. Then we get in an argument or disagreement about something, and now I can't see my daughter anymore. So I'm back at square one. Our disagreements was, hey, do you think I could take her to the movies? Yeah, you can take her on this date. And I'll be like, well, can I take her on the movies on Saturday? She's like, you can take her on Sunday. I'm asking about Saturday because I'm not able to take her Sundays. Things like that. When I'm.
Do you guys want to hear any more of this? I mean, I got time. It's not even 12 noon yet. Keep going. Alicia got the crazy look. Well, listen, she can have. Who is that? Let me put that on the screen there. I don't have my contacts in. Hey, young lady. Do you think she's got the crazy box? She's got a couple of kids. Is it 3 or 4? She might have the fire coochie. And again, Tigger just, he got caught up, wifed her. This guy we're listening to, he's a mark. Can some of you old, goofy-ass New York niggas please get out of the live chat? Who cares about what Star and Tigger, 30 years ago on the radio? We're talking about Tigger right now, arrested. Please grow up. Old goofy-ass niggas from New York. Yo, play the audio. Hold on.
Not able to do something or provide in a sense, then it's okay. Well, you see why I don't bother with your father, or you see what your father does. He just doesn't care about you.
About how long did the custody battle last?
This is what people need to kind of capitulate When she left my daughter in the car, she was 4. I filed for custody twice before that. And the reason why I couldn't get in court is because I could never find an address to serve her. So when the casino incident happened, I filed again. We got her served. And there's a process before you have to go through before you even get a court date. And they want you to do like pretty much the alternatives to actually having a trial, because that really costs the most money. They want you to try to figure this out before that point. That took 3 years. I didn't get a court date until 3 years later when she was 7.
Okay, I think we're just about done with this. Yes, no, maybe. Thank you for your... Hold on a second. I'm sorry. For your comments. I got to promote some of my sponsors. Okay, and I put my email address on the screen. Hi, Marty. No, Tigger and I never had beef. It was a phone call. And any goofy ass nigga in the live chat is just programmed, and they can't grow up. You beef. You grew up listening to a radio station and you never evolved. It was a phone call, for God's sakes. Grow up. Houston, are you calling in? Houston, gotta watch the language, though. Gotta watch the language. YouTube has rolled out a new demonetizing videos in the studios. My guy, Houston, call in. Let's talk about it. Isaiah, I got your donation. Yeah. Yo, most of those, and I'm sure they still do, lie to the audience. Oh, you were close. Call back to keep listening. Call back for your chance to win. Let me ask some of you people from back in the days, if you're in the live chat, how many people called the radio station and you were trying to get tickets to Summer Jam or some other concert? Do you know that you more than likely you won, but because you didn't scream like an animal, yo, did I win? They blew your call off? Well, let me look in the live chat. Let me see how many of you can keep it real about that. Never mind me and Tigger having a phone conversation. You should have been in the front row at Summer Jam, but you did not suck the kneecaps of whoever. Oh, my goodness. You didn't suck Patty Duke's kneecaps. How many people in the live chat you said, Patty Duke was my man? Patty Duke, who was part of the white mob that chased and killed Yusef Hawkins. He was Angie Martinez's producer, and he handled the phones. Oh, my God. Hold on a second. Houston, good to hear from you. Got to watch the language. Good afternoon, Houston.
I got you on this. I've been talking about this since I've been going through it with my baby mamas. They tried every tactic.
Come on.
These chicks, they would sit up here, and then the last part of it, they'll try to say that you did something to the kids to keep you away from around. And when the battery on them don't work, they know that they're lying. And then on top of this, he chose, and then in the picture she said, I ain't say he do it, he did it. And then she gonna put a picture up like that. But she's saying he didn't do it. So who are you messing with when you get that broken eye or whatever? And then on top of that, it looked like you got makeup on and you threw your hair back to do that. And then you're going, on top of this, you saying all that, but then at the end of the statement, you're going to say he's cheating on you with another woman. That's what this is all about. These flatbackers ain't nothing. She a flatbacker. She's sitting up.
Well, hold on a second, Houston. I mean, listen, I know your angle. I respect that, and I respect you. That's his wife. We're talking a totally. Hold on, sir. It does matter. That's his wife. He's going to defend her to some degree. Are you married, or when you call in, do you just talk about your baby mamas? There is a difference, right?
No. I've been married to my Mexican wife since 2013.
Okay.
The baby mamas got mad at her and accused her of everything when she's around my kids.
Okay.
I have to fight mostly for the kid to be around my wife.
Okay. Well, you're not going to call Tigger's wife derogatory names on my platform. That's what you're not going to do. Let's be clear. That's his wife, homie. And whether she's lying or not, he wiped her. Can you speak to when a man, I wouldn't know, makes that type of commitment, takes those vows? There's certain things that you're just not going to be able to get away with in a court of law. You've been through the whole process, child support and divorce, yes?
Yeah. And the one thing you need to have an understanding with your wife is don't do what she's doing right now, because when she brings up the kid, that's throwing a shot at you so you don't see the kids or her, and then she gets to keep attacking you. If that makes sense.
It makes sense. Come on.
She keeps attacking you because she threw the kids in there. They didn't believe the whole thing of her getting beat on by him. So when they didn't believe that, he brought the kids in. And then on top of her bringing in the kids, that makes him look more of a monster. I did not know that the BET weekend was going on. So that's messing up his money on that part. And then it's a whole lot to it, man. When these women doing that, dog, they need to get locked up. Because if it's proven that he didn't do that, I think she needs to go to jail. Married or not. Married or not. If you put that on a man, that's on his reputation.
Yeah.
You don't see men out here doing that. You get what I'm saying?
I'm listening. Now, you've been locked up. You say, I want to have that real conversation in the daytime. We can do all that extra stuff at night.
No.
You've been arrested. What's the longest amount of time you've spent in the county, or have you ever done a bullet behind something with the wife?
No. And then the police were telling me to get away from around my kid, mama, my last one, when the child was 2 and 3. Because they saw what she was trying to do. She was trying to get me with a battery charge so she can bring that up in court. And then if you have a battery charge on you, even if you ain't even touch her, that's what she was trying to do.
Okay.
Police told me to leave her alone, and I left. I went over to my other chick house. I said, man, I ain't dealing with that no more, and I ain't looked back since. You know what I'm talking about?
Let me ask you a question, Houston. And listen, you are the perfect person to call right now. Again, let's just make sure that we watch the language. So, your wife, not your baby mama, your side chick, as much as you wished jail on her, possibly death, I don't know. You found out.
Nah, that's gonna happen.
Okay, well, I'm saying, you found out the hard way through the court process, and is it fair to say you got your mind right? Oh, you can tell me anything, but you got your mind right.
Yeah, no, I got my mind right because I saw how they play the game in court, and I was in court by myself.
Yeah.
And
that's all I'm saying. We can sit here and clown this woman, the missing daughter, but he wifed her. He tried to save her, and it has backfired. Can you talk about some type of possible legal ramifications and or things he's going to face, what he might have to give up? Speak to that, please, if you can.
The first thing is the battery charge. He got to go through that. Then he's going to have to spend some money on that. Then he's going to have to go through the child cruelty charges, which he's going to have to spend money on that, which they're going to eventually prove if it's true or not. And then when you're going through court, they're going to treat the straight black man as if he ain't nothing. So you already got all these against it. And she sat up there and said that this man didn't do that. But she's saying, making things. But the thing about that is, out of all this, after they found out she might learn they need to lock her up on site. That's my thing about these type of cases, because these women destroy men's livelihood by lying like that. Like, why would you say that and you know better? And then the first thing police do when
Can I respond?
I pick up my kids is,
Can I respond?
yeah.
If I had to guess, because females, for the most part, are emotional. We know this. So when you say, why would she do that? There's multiple reasons. You wifed me. You knew how I was. Don't act brand new now, nigga. How long were you married, Houston, to your beautiful Mexican wife? I don't want no legal smoke. How long were you married?
I've been married since 2013. I went through this when my mama died, nigga.
But hold on. So just give us the amount of years. 10 years. How many years were you married?
13.
13. Is it fair to say, if I had to guess, after 5 years, you slowed down on the loving? You stopped smashing as much as you used to in the first 2 years.
Yeah, I got.
You slowed down on smashing. She then became Aggie. You going getting it from somebody else? Hold me, cuddle with me, right?
I don't feel like cuddling. That's why I got my own room. I got my own room, my own bathroom. I'm talking about we got separate rooms and bathrooms. I only go in there and knock her down. I feel like it do the Lord's work, like in the Serengeti, in the wild, nigga, and then come on back to my room. The rest.
Stop playing those video games. I just got my hair did for you. You don't like me anymore?
Man,
why don't you like me? Who are you texting? Give me that phone.
Man, I leave my phone. Hey, Star, I literally leave my phone out. I don't even, she got more access to my phone than me. I'm like, let me know when she send me some money.
Bingo.
And then let me know when she send me a package. They sent me a Fender guitar with my name with the strap on it.
Okay. Well, hang on a second, Houston. I don't mean to cut you short, but you see, now we're talking about, marriage, and I have no experience. I have lived with beautiful women. I've helped some women raise beautiful children, but I did know that there were boundaries and parameters. Okay, so I just want you to finish up on what you think may or may not happen. She already called police. Do you think she's lawyered up? Do you think she's gonna come with the civil suit to go up in him, raw, knowing he does not want to sit in no goddamn deposition, let alone on the stand to defend himself. Nor does Reggie Rouse, who is, from what I've gathered, a very secretive person. What sort of power does she hold at this point, Houston?
You know what I think? I think at this point, as a man, that if I didn't do that, I ain't finna let her come at me. But if she got something on him where his manhood is challenged, he might not want to let that come out. But I'm like, at this point, man, I'd rather let that come out than to be charged with cruelty charges on kids and what she's trying to abuse you of. Because I think that's where she's going with it. But that's just me thinking. I don't know if, that's what I'm thinking, because ain't no way.
But hold on, Houston, can't he cop out to some of the charges? I mean, even if he does cop out to some of the charges, I'm talking about her civil suit that she has yet to file. He can plead out. He can get the charges broken down, I would assume, misdemeanors, something like that. But what about the civil suit that has yet to come? Wouldn't that be more of a concern? Yes, no?
I think the only reason a civil suit would be concerning if he did it. If I didn't do it, I'm not giving you nothing.
Okay.
That's just my point of it. If I didn't do it, I'm not giving you nothing. I'm not settling. I'm not making short. Man, you and them kids can go. I ain't doing that.
Okay.
Y'all not finna put this on me. That's how I think about it.
Got you. I appreciate you, man. Great talking.
All right, bet.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for having me on the show. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yes, sir. Salute. No, folks, I would never take the side of a woman. I'm an alpha male, but in terms of the legalities here, you know, it's not as easy as one might think. Oh, she lying. Okay, can you prove she's lying? And what would that process look like? How far are you willing to go to prove she's a liar? And what if she is? What are you willing to give up and or expose of yourself to prove she's a liar? Hey, Lucy's Pearl. Yeah, hold me. Why don't you make love to me anymore? Now, if you've got kids with a female, you better not tell her, well, I don't like your nail polish anymore. Your perfume makes me nauseous. I hate your stupid laugh. Your giggle is just, it makes me want to vomit now. You can't say that. If you're dating someone, you can say that. If you're married, no. You gotta suck it up. Tony Touch, what's going on with you, man? Okay, I'm just combing through this particular reality here for Big Tigger and V103. Guys, do they still call it the People Station? I mean, I just Googled that, but I don't know. You know, I've never been a listener to that station. No shade, no shade. But if you're the People Station, then shouldn't one of your priorities be transparency? I went on to V103's YouTube channel. I did not see the video of Big Tigger denouncing the allegations. Now, it's on his personal IG page. That says to me that V103 is not necessarily going to, you know, back him. I mean, just, you know, from a legal perspective. Arthur, I don't understand your comments, sir, but thank you for chiming in. Isaiah got your donation. Isaiah said, all the bum bitches in the house saying, ow. Terrence got your donation, sir. Tigger may lose his job with the Atlanta Hawks. Well, I'm not here hoping and or wishing for the man's downfall. Again, I'm a man of a certain age, and from experience, there are things that I think I can say to assist some of you or put light on the Tigger situation. Let me ask you guys in the live chat. Thank you for your donation, Terrence. Should Tigger try to settle with his wife right now? Should he settle? Should he slow it all down, get in front of everything? Hey, my bad. Shit went left. I was out of pocket. You know, I'm gonna make this right. No, I can't imagine speaking like that, but I'm just trying to pretend. You know, if I were Big Tigger, hey, babe, let's take a trip. I'm about to get you about to get that real diamond. I know when we got married, I just gave you that little cubic zirconia. I'm about to get you the real thing. Let's just, you know, let's figure this out. Yes, no? I want to hear from married people. Phone lines are open. Married people. Some of you never been married. Not that I have either. But when you are married, you have to suck it up. You have to have makeup sex. I don't have makeup sex. Bitch, if your mouth is out of pocket, I don't want to touch you. I might not touch you for 3 months. Okay. Terrence, thank you, man. But keep me posted. I don't know what's going on with Tigger's finances. I have no knowledge, man. Okay. Oh, there he is. JR Cigar tapping in Wednesday afternoon. JR Cigar.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. How you doing, sir? How you doing?
Good, man. Big Tigger. Have you met him? You did security for Diddy. Have you met Big Tigger?
I think I met Tigger one time. He came to the building for a Sean John thing. It was real quick.
Okay.
It was like, how you doing? And then he went up. He seemed okay, you know, kind of known as the industry as a good guy, no real big problems. So it was just like a real quick exchange, but he seemed cool.
Okay.
I heard you say married people to call in, so I figured I'd call in because I'm married.
Okay.
And I agree with you. I think he needs to somehow get in contact with her. Like you said, slow this thing down because it's only going to snowball and get worse from here on out. It doesn't even matter if it's not true or true.
Right.
His business is all about image, and he always had this good guy image. And now that he's married, and if that crumbles,
he's everybody's cousin.
Brain's over. Yes,
your cousin.
Yes, he is. He's everybody's cousin. It's also, I don't know if you know about the whole LeBron James thing with Drake and LeBron. You know, he has a whole powerful team behind him. There were accusations about him, you know, cheating. And LeBron has his public image. When you're playing that public image game with PR companies, the first thing they tell you to do is get ahead of it. And me, being a married man, if it was me, I would be on my knees right now telling my wife, let's get this thing together. Let's get this back together.
But now, hold on a second. JR Cigar, and I got your information on my screen, www.accuracysmokes.com. LeBron James was not accused of beating his wife like a dog, though. He was not accused of that. Just cheating. That's it, right?
Yeah, it was just cheating rumors. It was cheating rumors.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is more nefarious and more extreme, especially after the Me Too movement and all this thing with, you know. So it's not a good look for Big Tigger. He's in a bad place right now, and he might lose his job because the NBA wants nothing to do with that, especially with the emergence of the Women's League. They want nothing to do with domestic violence. So
I didn't think about that.
You know him?
Good point. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yes, I don't want him to lose his job, but just for like PR reasons, they'll probably tell him they're going to revisit it and sit him down. So he better get in contact with his wife and do what he has to do. So I hope that, you know.
How many years have you been married, JR Cigar? He's been married.
I only been married a year now.
Okay.
I've been with her 7 years. This is actually my second marriage. But I've been married a year now. But me and my wife have an understanding. My wife helps me out with my business. She helps me out with my website.
Nice.
We have a good thing going. So I would never, put my hands on my wife because we have an understanding.
Can I ask you a question? Now, let's not mention your first wife's name. I'm sure she's a beautiful woman. How long were you married to your first wife?
We were together 12 years. We were married for 4.
Okay.
So we were toxic. We just weren't good together. She couldn't keep her hands to herself.
Okay.
So I had to get away from her.
I would have to imagine that the sex was fire, for a number of years, though. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
The sex
kept
you together, and you tried to make it work, but you just were made for the long haul, So,
no, it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. I'm not trying to get into your business, but you are a knowledgeable man, and you've been in the industry for a lot of years. Again, working for Diddy and so on and so forth.
Yes, sir.
Did your first wife ever call police on you? You see, in my mind, that takes us to another level. Did she ever call police?
She threatened to call police. She didn't call police, but I actually called police on her star.
Whoa.
Yeah, she threatened to call.
JR, stop right there. Stop. JR. Your first wife, with all due respect, she was a real bitch. She didn't call 911. You, however, you called the beast to your home?
Well, let me explain why I did it, so I'll explain why I did it. He threatened that if I came to the house, he will call the police on me.
Right.
So to counteract that, I said, let me call the police so I can at least get in, and so I wouldn't be no problems. But then even after...
Darian said, I got to jump in. Please. She threatened you as black women do. She was black, right?
No, she was Puerto Rican. My first wife was Puerto Rican.
Okay.
100% Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican women very rarely call the police. A Puerto Rican woman can take a Tyson uppercut, a ground and pound, and a two-piece. They don't call police. So you were married to a real bitch. She didn't call police.
Yeah.
She was talking spicy to you, and you called 911, my nigga.
Well, the reason why I didn't start was the reason because I believed her at the time, and I didn't want to come. And then the next thing you know, I got police throwing me in handcuffs.
God.
So I only did it so I could get in the house. Because she said, if you come in this house, I'm calling police on you. So I took her word for it. And it was only for me to get in the house. Because she wouldn't, I didn't, I thought she was going to call police on me. So that's why I did it. And that was the only incident I had, on that instance. But
hang on, stay with me. They're asking me, to ask you this question. So the police met you at the house. What did they do? They helped you get your stuff, or you?
Well, they let me. They helped me get in. They said you can go in the house, and she said, "Oh, well, I was threatening to throw him out." And they asked, "Do you want him to leave?" She said, "No, I don't want him to leave." And then she was like, "I can't believe you called the cops on me." I'm like, "Well, you threatened to call the cops on me."
Right.
And
she said, "My nigga, are you serious? My nigga, are you serious?"
Yeah. Well, listen, so she was very adamant about calling the cops. Said, if you come here, and I didn't want that smoke, so I said, let me counteract and call just so I can get in the house. And if she wants me to leave, I'll leave.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So that's why I did it. That's why I did it.
Wow.
But I just wanted to say www.accuracysmokes.com.
Yes, sir.
Go to the website.
Yes, sir.
Buy it for your husband. Buy it for your baby daddy. Buy it for your grandfather. I just wanted to chime in, Star.
Salute.
I hope Big Tigger gets his life together.
All right.
And Geno Smith, another man who needs to get his life together. The Jets are cursed.
Yeah.
He needs to get his life together. Geno Smith.
I might talk about him soon, but hey, man, salute.
Salute, Star. Have a great day.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Wow. J.R. Cigar called police on his Puerto Rican ex-wife. Phone lines open if you want to discuss Big Tigger being arrested, battery, child cruelty charges in Atlanta. I'm not hoping for his dismissal from V103, but I want to talk to some of you who may be in the camera eye, is what we used to call it, and how to protect yourselves, how to be aware of certain things when it comes to sharing too much information. Do I think his wife is a sketchy person? She appears to be. I don't know if she's a liar per se, and that's not me scared to say anything, but that's experience saying whether she is or isn't. He wifed her. You go to his Instagram page, he's there with her big belly staking out. He's looking at her. He's in love or pretending to be in love. Black love, black excellence, right? I don't have to clown him and call him names. He's food. He wifed her. Me, I have no interest in getting married. Again, at some point, I will get what's called a hospice wife if I need one. You guys ever heard that term? A hospice wife. Bitch, you know what it is. You know your position. Certain things you will never be entitled to. I don't need you to cook, clean, or do nothing for me. But here is your role. Stick to the script, and I'll still be happy. Area code 267. Good morning. It's still morning. Please watch the language. Are you there? 267.
I'm here, Star. It's Joe from Philly, man.
Hey, what's up, Joe? How are you, man?
First time I got on the line in the daytime. Normally I'm at work, so
Okay.
thank you for taking my call.
Okay. Where do you want to start?
Listen, I'm gonna be quick, but first I want to say, Star, I thought about getting married, but in this current culture today, I think that's a bad idea. I really do. This culture is really like different.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, when it comes to Big Tig, man, I mean, I feel bad. I don't know if he did anything or not. But what I do know, I'm sensitive about this topic because I had a female accuse me of something.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that I think saved my behind was the fact that she made those accusations on a whole lot of other people. But had that not been the case, I would have found my butt probably in prison.
Okay.
And what I didn't know was that this lady was schizophrenic, and I played myself out of position, you know what I mean, inviting somebody to my home, which I never should have done. Yeah, that was stupid on my part.
I'd never have company. Never.
Yeah, Star. And you know what? I know better than that.
Right.
I know better than that. But listen, that changed my whole perspective. So this is why I'm saying, for Tigger, one of your callers said earlier, I will call her. And the bad problem with that is that women are so emotional and they can be so vindictive that they'll try to hold that over your head going forward. All I got to do is call the people or whatever like that. I feel bad about that. I feel bad. I hope he didn't do what they talking about. But at the same
Can I ask how old are you, sir? How old are you?
I am 56.
Perfect. Stay with
But
me.
let me off.
No, stay with me. Stay with
I'm
me.
sorry.
Stay with me.
Uh-huh.
Today, you got to be careful calling her to try and work it out because she's recording the call.
That's true too.
You got to be careful texting her because every text is a screenshot. So you really could be digging yourself deeper into a hole just trying to smooth things out. Have you ever been married? You said no, right?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. And this time I was pretty.
You and I from a different era. So now, with all due respect, there are some people who can get together at an early age and or stage and work together. But in reality, is marriage now for poor people?
I don't think so, sir. I think that, if you get the right people to come together, they can accomplish many things. I do believe that. But I think right now, and I'm just going to talk about Black relationships, social media got...
No. Sir, let's you and I have that discussion. You're in your late 50s, you said.
Yeah.
You got a pension coming up at some point, I would imagine, right?
That's true, yo.
You got a pension. I don't know if you have any assets, but even if you don't, you're going into that stage where you're going to get senior citizen discounts and other things. You don't hang out at night, so you don't have to go, throwing money up in the club. That's not your life anymore.
No, sir. Never was, actually.
Right. Okay. So when I say is marriage,
I just wasn't into the club.
Right. So when I say is marriage for poor people, pardon me, doesn't mean that they're beneath us, but they're trying to come up and they're struggling together. Sometimes that's a beautiful thing. People who work together, they work out their differences. But if you have a pension or something, or a retirement or 401k or some, I don't know, a home or something like that, you've got things you don't necessarily want to share with someone. Is that fair to say?
If it was the right person, and that might be being a little naive.
Okay.
But if it's the right person, you know what I mean? Because I've worked hard for all I have.
Right.
But let me ask you a question, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
If a female sees somebody and she used to dealing with bums or whatever, and she matured and say, look, here's somebody, and maybe we could build together. I don't see a lot of females intelligent like that, but hey, I don't see nothing wrong with that. It won't be me, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm okay with the idea of never being in another relationship. I'm past all that time where I got to jump in the bed with a woman. I'm past all that, man. And I think it's safer not to get married. Because you know what? Let me tell you something, man.
I thought you were going to ask me a question, because you were talking about a certain type of female who has been making bad choices, right? And then she
yes.
I guess at some point leveled up, and I think you were going to ask me, would I give her a chance?
No, I was actually asking what's wrong with that. If she's using that.
Everything is wrong with that, sir. I would not give her a chance. I would not. Hang on. She's got a track record of living living like a bum, so that's more than likely who she is. Bad decisions, more than likely. Her family is not, anything to brag about. So she's not really a quality woman. She might be nice. There's a lot of things that men, when we reach a certain age, we have to do the math. We have to look at her, not just the wet vagina between her legs. We have to look at her family. We have to look at her tree in terms of health. Does she come from a line of people who have cancer? Does she come from a line of people who have Parkinson's? Give me some other things when females get older.
No, you teach it, bro. You teach it.
Okay.
Breast cancer, colorectal cancer, and not only that, drug addiction.
Right.
Yeah. No.
What type of babies has she produced? And anybody that's I'm not going to come down on autistic kids, but has she produced any children with Down syndrome?
Right. But can I say
what has come out of her womb? Come on.
I want to say one thing that you didn't mention that's very important. Does she have a freaking clue about money?
Well,
no, it's true, Star. Because if you making money and you good with money, and all she know how to do is spend.
Oh God, no.
If she don't know nothing about education, that's a problem that we have.
No.
Like, I'm educated on money. I know how to navigate it. I know how to add to it. I ain't trying to have somebody, but every time you get $1, you running up in Walmart. I've been there. I had that before. The reason why
Florida Boy Jay said, "Tight ass you in the queue."
So
let me ask
you're
you.
Teaching.
Let me ask you another question. No, I appreciate talking to you. Let me ask you another question. At what age do you stop taking a woman shopping? At what age is she at where you stop? Sir, please stop giggling. Please stop giggling. Stop giggling. What age do you stop taking them shopping? Come on.
I don't know, Star. Do that ever stop now?
35, sir. 35. After 35, why would I take you shopping? It's all downhill. 35. That's it. That's a cutoff. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
First time I heard that one.
Yeah. Well, listen, I appreciate the call, man. I got to take the call. Salute.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Who's in there saying 39? 39? Well, Gangster Love, you're married, so you're married. So I mean, I'm talking about, a man such as myself, a gentleman of leisure and a philosophical advisor. 35. I would never take a woman in her 50s shopping. The fuck? Oh, there he is, Florida Boy Jay, tapping in Wednesday afternoon. FBJ.
OG, man, I just wanted to tap in really quick. I didn't want to take up too much of your time because I know you wanted some married folks to call in, but
that's okay. I got time for you. Let's go.
You brought in some good points, man. When you're, relationship or you're cohabitating, or even if your partner has, access to your home, as a man, a lot of us be thinking, oh, you hit your homeboy up like, hey man, we going out tonight, doing this, doing that. And, domesticated Negroes are always like, nah, the wife, happy life, or I'm not going out. Or, if I don't tap in every 4 hours, it's going to be problems. And the reason why it's going to be problems is, like you said, when you're outside at the club, stunting and fronting, shining for the world to see on the ground, popping it, and, you go home, he's coming out the broom closet, wheel kicking you, put you in a headlock, full Nelsons and whatnot. And you know why she don't call the cops, Star? Because it's a stress relief.
Right.
To put hands and feet on you.
Right.
You had her in distress.
Come on.
You turned your location off.
Right.
You posted up with people you ain't got no business posted up with. You've been playing on that phone too much. You're walking around the house smiling and grinning. She ain't the reason why you're smiling and grinning. And you pop out and get beside yourself. And the reason, like I said, why she don't call the cops, because you're the victim of domestic violence.
Come on.
She's coming to kick your behind and put your head through the door. And that's why they don't call the police. And it's up to you. And another reason why they don't call the police, because if you're smart, you let her do it. You let her put you in a headlock, pull your hair and do this and that. And I'm not speaking.
Can I jump in, Florida Boy Jay? Can I jump in?
Absolutely.
You're a young man, but you're very knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable. I'm not saying any man should let his wife, give him a 2-piece and a ground and pound. However, you're right. You have to let her get that stress and that relief, that tension off, And, if you call the police, she's never going to let you live it down. Nigga, you really pussy? You call police? Wow. It's something that, you have to really think about. And I've never been in that situation with, I've never been married, but, I feel for a guy who has kids. You have to duke it out, and hope that, the situation calms down at some point. Go ahead.
Yeah, they rather you let them get it, let them knock you in the jaw real quick, right. Give you a little knuckle sandwich real quick, bust that nose up, let's see you leak. And then now it's your turn for the ground and pound. And then after, you have sex. And you go. Yeah, that's what it's all about, Star. That's what it's all about. As a young man,
look at Lucy's Pearl. She said, "Just have sex."
Oh, see, a woman, because that's what they want. You got the gears tied up. You got them all in a tizzy. They stressed out. You come home. They jump on you. You let them get theirs off. Then you got a 2-piece and regulate to let them know. And then you have sex. It's very passionate. And then you pass out drunk and you wake up in the morning. Now you're cooking breakfast together, listening to the slow jams. And it's wonderful. It's a beautiful experience.
I couldn't do it personally, but hang on a second, FBJ. Can we go to Big Tigger for a minute here? Arrested.
Absolutely.
The charges are crazy. I don't know if he can take a plea deal or if that will even be offered to him, because in Georgia, those courts are very different down there. Of trying to get a TPO, temporary protective order. It's just not a place to really try to play with that particular system. What are your thoughts? Do you think that he's being lined up? Do you think that he's a simp? I mean, he wiped her, so we can't just look at her as if she's just so toxic. He put a ring on it, and he's been parading her around. Florida Boy Jay.
Yeah, I think he deserves what is coming to him, because when you see a woman, especially a high yellow light-skinned woman on the screen with visible bruises, crying, that wasn't no makeup job, crying, saying that somebody like Big Tigger put hands and feet on her, knowing her track record, right. He should have known better. Big Tigger used to have a Big Tigger weekend on the boat down in the Caribbean. All the women you could have, all the women you could have, all the women you could have selected, you could have snatched up and wiped. You wiped up that. and the chickens are coming home to roost. I hope, and I remember a week ago, we were like, hey man, let's give Big Tigger the benefit of Dallas. But after, this came out and whatnot, it's time to kick him while he's down. I hope he loses his job like another brother. I need him to lose everything. I hope they denounce him from the NBA and WNBA.
Oh, wow.
And I hope by the end of the summer, we got a Big Tigger YouTube channel and he can go live with us back in the crab barrel where he belongs.
Right.
With us niggas. Going live on YouTube, asking for donations and super chats like the rest of us, trying to get his weight up. That's what I need to see as a result at the end of the day. Get your ass back on YouTube with us, buddy. You ain't
get back in the barrel down here where it's warm.
Where we love you.
Where we love you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my God. Hey man, before you go, Florida Boy Jay, there seems to be some type of groundswell. I'm not going to say that the black consensus is, but there's people who are saying that Austin Metcalf fell on Carmelo Anthony's knife. What say you?
I think that it's going to come out that he took the knife and stabbed himself. If you want to be honest, I don't think that Carmelo Anthony even used the knife. I think the white boy or Fingo Face said, "Oh, what you going to do with this little thing? Look at here," and stabbed himself, punctured the wound. Austin, killed himself. And I think that, we need to continue to support Carmelo, because even if he didn't do it, which I don't think he did it, we need to get behind him like we should have got behind him. And like I said, all these celebrities and people trying to throw money after the fact is cool and all, but I feel like the Black Caucus, the Democrats, if everybody would have this energy during the trial and during the year leading up to the trial, we would have had a different result.
Okay.
And lastly, I know this is not a sports show, so I don't want to take up any more of your time.
Come on.
But my team got Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Miami Heat is on the way back. I'm not going to gas it up too much, but Pat Riley finally landed the big fish and tell him the price of the brick is back up in Miami. And thank you, Star, for letting me call in and drop some knowledge. And I'll holler at you later. Thank you.
Salute. Okay. Wow. Florida Boy Jay actually said Austin Metcalf used a knife on himself. I don't co-sign that, but wow. Someone just sent me an email. Yes, we still use Venmo right there at Star Report and PayPal. Thank you for your support. These research shows require your interaction. I mean, listen, I can just talk and talk and talk and talk. But the newer generation, I want to hear what you're thinking. And some of these situations, I don't want to just, talk about, oh, back in my day, or here's what I would have done. It's different now, It's different. And I want you to know that this show is not an echo chamber, okay? Oh, there's my guy, Firestarter. What's going on, man?
Hey, you know the number. Good. What time is it now? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How's it going?
How are you, man? What's cracking?
Going well. Weather's nice up here in Edgertown. But I want to talk about Big Tigger.
Come on.
I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. He married her. He wifed her. What that means is that, he had a courting process, right? He dated her. I would like to believe he vetted her, which means he knew she came with kids. He had a package, he's from the entertainment industry, which means that, respectfully, sometimes that comes with vultures, right? So people are going to try to get at you for your money, your notoriety, what have you. So did he do the proper research, or did he do it and just say, I don't care, I'm different, I could change her? So I will never say
Captain Save a Ho.
Hey, you said it, right?
Yeah.
But I would never say that Tigger deserves it. But I've also did a little bit more research prior to the show.
Come on.
From like Tasha K and stuff like that with the baby father. And
right.
From what they said, from what I gathered, is that people told Tigger about her shortcomings, I'll say, right? Okay. And he ignored it. Tigger, he's not just a radio host that he does the Atlanta Hawks stuff. He's been in that position at V103 for over 10 years. That's a career. He's been doing the Atlanta Hawks, I believe, for about over 5 years. That's a career. So now
hang on a second, because I really don't know the timeline. I say this with all due respect. I'm not a urban radio listener. I know I worked in urban radio for a lot of years, but even the stations that I worked at, I didn't listen when I left the station. The programming is very contrived, very predictable. He replaced, correct me if I'm wrong, Frank Ski.
Frank Ski. Yes, Frank Ski. Yes,
at V103. And, there's that whole Black Atlanta vibe thing, and it's very she foo. I'll just say that. You have to really be with it. And, to be with it is to be very messy, catty, and that's what they do on Black radio. They have a staple, some type of gossip girl, and they started calling it T in the last 7 to 8 years. So that's what he does. He sits there, he laughs, he giggles, and what is her name? Francesca? I would imagine she gives the tea. So now here, is that her name, Francesca?
I don't listen to radio. I just kind of know the ins and outs of it.
Right. Well, most of us don't. But here's the thing. So he's been putting other people's business out there. Now all of a sudden he's asking for grace and privacy. No, we need to know what's going on. Did you make a mistake? Were you drinking? Were you blowing the piff, the law? Were you smoking some diesel? How did your wife get the laceration on her face? Now's not the time to be quiet. I just want to say all that, man, because it strikes me as almost a hypocrite thing to be under this umbrella of the People Station, and now you're asking for grace and privacy. Come on.
I agree. Not to glaze you, but you're absolutely correct. You talk about it every day in the morning, right? It's usually, I believe, like around 8:20, 8:15, where that's like the tea hour or whatever they want to call it, what have you. So, figure you're in the tea. You're in the news. You're in the tea. So, we're going to feast off of your bones. We have to, because this is what you do when anything else happens, right? Come tune on in at 8:15 to find out the tea on Tigger and his wife. Like, this is what you do every day. So there's no grace for you, Tigger. And, it's even worse because, as I said, from what I gathered, he was warned about it and he ignored it. So now, I hope his career isn't over just on some like man-ish, but, he signed up for this. So he can't be upset. He can't ask for grace. You knew the demon that you sleep with. You know what I mean? Like, so when she put the video online,
let's get him and his wife on one of those Black shows. What are those shows that Sean and
one of those
Blueface
Zeus network. Yeah,
Zeus.
Yeah. You put him on that, but
let's get it on the Zeus network. Have her sign an agreement not to sue you, and then let us see everything that has been going on. Go ahead.
Isn't Tigger in his 50s too? This is where I'm disappointed. I don't know if he's in late 40s or 50s, but I would imagine 50s.
Yeah.
You're too old to be dealing with stuff like this. And if I recall right, Tigger actually waited till he was in his late 40s to even have a child. He never had a child prior, and then he had one with this woman. So it's like you waited all your life to have a kid, and now look at it. Within 4 or 5 years, I don't know how long they've been married or how old his kid is, respectfully, and now everything's up in flames for love. But I'll leave it. I'll let my plate there, hater. And I do want to just touch on real quick because I do have to go back to work real quick. But
go ahead.
Dr. Umar is a clown. To say that Austin Metcalf fell on I honestly hope he gets sued.
Hold on a second. Let me put this back on the screen. I have no knowledge. I'm just asking the question.
No, I know.
Did Austin Metcalf fall on Carmelo Anthony's knife? That's what Dr. Umar Johnson is putting out there.
I just want to make 2 quick points. One, I really hope he gets sued for that lie. And I also want to talk about Black people talking about the jury was all white. Black people, in order for the jury to kind of, be picked, both lawyers on both cases, they vet the jury.
Right.
And they both have to come to an agreement to say, I'm okay with this jury. That's number one.
Right.
Number two, Carmelo's lawyer was white. So if it's racist in the jury, was it racist they had a white lawyer? Black people, do your research. Stop saying it was racism and all that. If it was racism, why would his lawyer agree to a white jury? So this is stupid and this is nonsense. Black people need to read. Salute, hate. I'll see you at
Yes, sir.
Thompson.
Thank you. Okay. And folks, I struggle with ebonics. Is that person on the screen trying to say truth, Truth, or is that a new way that you're spelling truth? Truth. I got a comment on the screen there. You remember when Ghostface Killer embarrassed Tigger? I got some bad news for you. Ghostface Killer was impersonating Joe Pesci from the movie Goodfellas from 1990. And Tigger was probably just standing there smiling because he knew the movie. Right or wrong in the live chat. He was doing that whole Joe Pesci thing where, you think I'm funny? Why am I so funny? What makes me funny? That's Joe Pesci from the movie Goodfellas. And Ghostface Killer was impersonating him. Bad news for you. I hate to be the person who tells the truth all the time, but yeah, 1990. Anyway. All right. Yeah, people say it was a skit. Yeah, it was probably a skit. It's a skit. Sheesh. Salute to Tigger for avoiding drama and tension all these years. Now, with regards to, let me just finish up here because I don't want to do a 4-hour show on Tigger, but with regards to where this situation is now, and I don't know, I really don't know. It's just a trending story to me. I have no pony in the race here. Anybody in that live chat, do you think that his wife is going to sue him? See, that's the question. That's the question. Do you think that the marriage is over and she made up in her mind, this nigga's a plate now. He's a plate of food. He's not smashing this coochie no more. He's not taking me places. He's got this young co-host and he's texting this bitch 2:00 in the morning. He's stopping to pick up coffee for her. He's getting her what do you call that Starbucks light and sweet? She's probably texting Tigger. What is her name? Francesca. Don't forget my coffee. 2 equals 3 creams. What do you think? Whoa. Okay, somebody's trolling. Star, you still owe my mom's child support. Okay. Well, you're going to have to prove that. What do you think? Do you think the marriage is... Oh, Gangster of Love. Can you call in? You're a married man. Come on. Educate us, man. Come on, Gangster of Love. He's got a show coming up. This is what he's going to be talking about. These types of topics. Gangster of Love. This is your lane right here. Latte. Do you think Francesca texting Tigger? Don't forget, I like the chocolate eclair. Don't bring me the other one. And his wife saw the goddamn text messages. Will she file a civil suit? You see, that's all I'm thinking about right now. There he is, Gangster of Love. You're a married man. You've got a beautiful family. Give us your insight on this. And how long have you been married? I forget.
Star, I actually just celebrated 11 years yesterday. So, yeah.
Come on.
11 years yesterday.
Come on.
So, it's kind of, the topic's been all over. What are you asking specifically about marriage? Because I've been listening to it.
Like she called the police on him. So like, I guess what is the question? It's kind of been all over the place.
I don't have any insight and or knowledge. I can only, from a legal standpoint, look at this and say what I think and or feel. I think if she wants to cause a problem for him and V103, I think she'll get a bag. Let's just start right there. But do you think that based upon what we see, her face, whoever did something to her face, you know, the laceration, the eye jammy, and the charges that the police charged him with, do you think that this can be walked back on both parts? You think that they can patch things up and move on?
So just listening to your show and what's been put out so far, if my woman calls the police or the laws on me, that's major. You know, that's like the divorce papers sitting on yellow carbon paper. Yeah. Would it be rectified? Maybe. I don't know. That's just hard. That's like a number one rule, especially with FBAs. No matter what we go through, do not call the laws on me. And then if I'm a public figure and I have a reputation to maintain, and you putting it out there that I'm some type of woman beater or that I have a history of domestic violence, me personally, it's over with. Right. But I think he's just a simp for marrying a woman that had 3 kids, no telling by how many dudes. And like, I remember Tigger, I'm not like super knowledgeable about him, but I do remember him. And I was the one in the live chat saying, Star, you had beef with him? Because I didn't know that. Like, I didn't even know you had a beef with him.
We had no beef. It was a phone call. And, you know, I'm not going to let that become the dominant discussion here on this show. That was decades ago.
Right.
Decades ago.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah. So I don't know much about him other than, you know, I did hear about the rumors in his, quote, sexuality. But at the end of the day, as a man, if a woman calls the law on you, you should not be with her. And that's my personal opinion. But honestly, I think that really falls back on him because you should not be marrying a contentious woman. Me personally, every woman that I've ever been with, as far as handcuffing them and love them, man, I married nerds. I'm not marrying no woman that can't bring nothing to the table. Okay. If you can't bring a woman to the table that don't have no intellect, she don't already have any type of background with dealing with money, and you don't know her background as far as her parents, I personally would not marry her. Now, if you want to run through a chick and she don't have no morals and, you know, you don't really care about her background, cool. But it all falls on you as a man because you're a man. You choose the woman. She don't choose you. So at the end of the day,
let me jump in here for a second because you've been talking about launching your podcast. So at some point when you do, your life will become public. Your beautiful family, they will be more noticeable, and you will have to take safeguards. And I say this with all due respect. If anything happens or anybody gets up on social media, not saying that your wife would, and, you know, says something about you slammed the door when you went out the house and, you know, it frightened one of the children. You have to respond to that, and you have to diffuse that, right? Diffuse that.
It is something that you would have to defend, but the good thing start with me and the woman that I've married. We know each other. We don't have a contentious relationship. Like, again, I've never interacted with women marrying wise, handcuffing wise, but all my private life, and it's never been great. Anybody that tells you they got this great marriage and don't have problems, they lying. But anything that has happened inside of my marriage, my woman will never speak on it. And the great thing about my woman, I'm gonna brag on her real quick. She don't like social media.
Okay.
That was another reason I chose to marry her, because she don't want to be on social media. And Star, you've seen my wife, and I'm not saying that she's pretty to your expectations, but you know, because
she's beautiful. You have a beautiful wife, very classy. I thank her when she sent me the gifts. You gotta keep her a winner. Go ahead.
There you go. You hearing it from Star, and he ain't just saying this because You know, he's telling you the truth. She's a good looking woman. My woman appeals to men of every color. She's educated and all. But I didn't marry her because of that. I married her because I can talk to her. I wouldn't say she's smarter than me, but she thinks she is. We can have a conversation. And if I can't tend to business, she can carry it on when I can't. Gotcha. A lot of niggas, y'all get caught up on how a woman look, and I get it. But, man, that's only going to take you so far. If a woman can't take care of business, cooking and cleaning, that's what a woman is supposed to do on an everyday basis. So I'm not looking at you to cook and clean. As a human being, you're supposed to be able to cook and clean. Right. What else can you do? What else do you bring to the table? So, again, I think Big Tigger just got caught up in the time and moment. I don't know his woman, so I don't want to speak bad on her, but it's his downfall. He's going to have to take accountability for that, in my opinion.
Okay. I appreciate you calling in, man. Salute.
And then let me land my plane real quick, Star.
Okay, I'm sorry.
With the Austin Metcalf situation.
Oh, my goodness.
I want to be the first one to say that I do not believe that Austin fell on that knife. What I believe is he went down there with his brother and maybe a couple other. They cornered him. Carmelo got scared. When you're scared, the first thing your body tells you to do is self-preserve. He ended up stabbing Austin on accident. He didn't try to kill him. He killed him on manslaughter. Okay. Austin died, unfortunately, from being a bully. On that, everybody else can make their own decisions, but nobody knows until we actually see a tape of what happened inside that tent. So everybody needs to reserve their opinions unless they got more facts than anybody else.
Right. Great to talk to you. Gangsta love. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you for taking my call. I appreciate you.
Salute. Okay. Here's a comment I like. Who is that? This woman is highly educated and very smart. Smarty? Is that supposed to say smart? Did you add extra Y? I'm sorry. Smarty attended. Okay, you forgot to start a sentence with a capital A. Attended one of the tip boarding schools in the world. Okay, are you talking about Tigger's wife? Somebody help me out. I struggle with Ebonics. No shade. If you're talking about Tigger's wife, okay, I would believe that. Was she Tigger's best friend? I think any man who says, yo, my wife is my best friend, that is a simp. That is a mark. That is a buster. Men can never have a female as a best friend. Oh, there you are. Wednesday afternoon. Janet.
Hey, Star.
How are you? I meant no disrespect earlier, but I couldn't understand some of your comments in the live chat. I'm just having a discussion here. Where do you want to start, Janet?
Well, I was just calling in just to state one little fact that people could check out for themselves.
Come on.
The knife that Austin was stabbed with, may he rest in peace. Okay, so Carmelo Anthony had a Ozark 6-in-1 tool knife from Walmart, $13. The picture of the knife you can find on any website, where the pictures of the knife. And if you notice that the knife still has its tip, and if you go to the reviews and the reviews of the Ozark 6-in-1 knife, you'll find out that even if you try to lift a staple up or go inside of a tree bark, the tip bends or breaks or chips. That's the main complaint about that knife. Okay. So the forensic or coroner said that he was stabbed through his sternum. The sternum takes about 24 to 54 pounds of pressure to go through to get to the heart. So if the knife tip has not been broken or whatever, it's intact, then how did he get stabbed with that particular knife? So that's the only thing I wanted to say. And then, it's up to everybody else to make their own conclusions. But the pictures of the knife.
Well, hold on a second, Janet. Now, I mean, you do research. Was this brought up in the courtroom? Was this already brought up?
No.
Why not?
No,
Why not?
it was not. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but only thing I'm a researcher. I'm not a lawyer. Okay. So what I was saying is this is the only thing, like I have a slew of things that I have already outlined and I'm inputting the links so people could go to the links to find out where these things happen and where it's said in the pictures. But the only thing I'm wondering about right now, if the Ozark knife, $13, is a 6-in-1 multi-tool. That's where everybody got that tool and knife thing mixed up. It's both. It's a tool and a knife. That knife reviews says that if you hit it like with someone, like even a stapler, the tip of the knife is so thin that it will break, bend or break. The sternum, which the forensic.
No, I got all that. You said all that, but now hang on a second. Is there any plans, for you to get the information that you've compiled to his new legal team? Because,
yes, it's going to be emailed. It's already outlined, and like I said, it's outlined. I'm already inputting the information because it took more than 2 days to research. Because you have to research these things. Because sometimes you have to play both parts to see what's going on, so you won't just be biased in your research. You have to go against yourself in your own research to make sure that you're not being biased. So that's what I did, and so yeah, I will send it to him. And that's it. But that's one thing I wanted to know. And then the second thing, people say the all-white jury. It wasn't an all-white jury. They had 3 minorities. They had a Middle Eastern, which is considered white in America because they didn't want to claim Jesus as black. Then they had a Mexican who's considered white. That happened in 1872 or 1874 when they declared Mexicans white. And then they had Indian, which are considered brown. They are not considered black or white. They are considered brown. So if the Frisco area where he was, and it has to have a cross-section of representation on the jury to be impartial, then 10% of that jury should have been black. And there was not, because you only had one person of color legally on that jury, and that was the Indian, who is considered brown, not black. So there was no representation of him. And the lawyers did, Camelo lawyer did object to the black jurors leaving. He did make a formal objection. So if anybody say, well, he didn't make one, yeah, he did. And it's on record. So when they go to the appeal, they could also use that. So that's the only 2 things I'm going to say here. The rest I'm sending on my website and to the people down.
Well, are you going to send me a banner to promote your page, or is that going to be through a different avenue? I'm just asking.
Well, not a little later. Okay. But right now I'm just focusing on what I'm doing. You know how my mind works. It'd be scattered, and then I have to bring myself back. Well, so listen, I have to,
I'm here for you.
Right.
I appreciate you. And I just wanted to put that out there because Dr. Umar Johnson was saying that Carmelo, did not stab Austin. He said Austin fell on the knife, and you're saying that you concur with that.
No, I don't think he fell on a knife. I think there was another instrument there. I don't know what it was, because if you look at with the
hold on. You're saying that there was 2 weapons? I'm confused.
I believe there was, because if you take in consideration that knife was intact, the tip was intact, and it is a known fact all over line with the reviews of that particular knife that the tip is so thin that it breaks, it bends. That knife was intact, going through a sternum. Now I can say if he went through a arm or a leg.
Janet, can I jump in? We got all that. We heard all that, but I'm curious to know about the second weapon. Was there some type of decoy?
I don't know. I don't know what was there, because you could barely see the scuffle. I don't know what was there, but that knife couldn't have made that particular wound without harming the knife. It could not have. every review.
A mystery weapon.
Dozens of YouTube reviews. I read the online reports about that particular knife. There are people in this world that study knives, and that's their thing. So
hold on.
I don't know what.
Hold on.
I don't know what occurred.
Janet. Okay, so now you did say in one of my previous shows that you saw what happened up under the tent. Most people, including myself, I didn't see Carmelo get jumped. I didn't see him getting pounded out. I saw nothing. I just saw him just jog up the bleacher stairs, looked left, looked right, and then he jogged to his left. You're saying you saw him getting jumped or pressed in the tent?
What I seen was one man hitting him, and then and he moved to another, and then he got hit the other way. So if you look at force, if you look at movement, it says the object won't stop until it meets equal opposite force. The same force, it has to stop. So if he went one way,
can you send me? Hold on, Janet. Can you send me what you saw with a timestamp so that I can digitize it and blow it up? I did not see anybody. You're saying two people hit him? I didn't see that.
No, what I'm saying is the movement is the fight lasted 4 minutes. It didn't last 2 seconds or 1 minute. It lasted 4 minutes. And if you look at the movements, when you're looking at objects moving, they don't stop till they meet the equal or more greater force. It has to be an opposite force, like a magnet,
Sean said, "Nigga, if you don't hang up now, I'm unsubscribing." I'm sorry, go ahead, Jay. You were saying
the motion that Carmelo went was back and forth, like somebody pushed him one way, then another person pushed him another way. And then if you look at the definition of self-defense in Texas, it's not if you just think your life is in danger. It's also if you think your life is in great bodily harm. And you have to take in the fact that the year before that he did have a seizure, he did have a brain injury, he did hurt his head, he had a head injury. I won't say brain, I would say head because I don't know if his brain was injured. And also he was going through therapy because he had and wanted to get surgery on one of his shoulders. So that place in that particular time, any assault or any extra stress on his body will cause him to go into could possibly cause him to go into another seizure. So he did have a right, and he did have a thought of something happening to him because it just did the year before.
Okay. Janet, any thoughts on Big Tigger arrested on battery, child cruelty charges? His wife, she's being questioned about her past and her so-called sketchy, dealings. I don't know if she's a good or bad person. Any thoughts, Janet, before you go?
Well, my father used to say, or the old folks used to say, oh, hell has no fury as a woman scorned. So maybe they was getting ready to break up, or they was in the middle of just a battle in the house for one reason or the other, And a lot of women, especially Black women, I'm not going to say we're a monolith, but some of us, we want that confrontation. We want to put it on the table. And most men are reserved in their emotions, and they have to do it at their time. So if you're trying to force a confrontation and someone doesn't want it, and you get pushed and land on the face first on the ground, then that's your fault. Now, if the kid heard it, they could say trump up and say, well, that's child abuse because the kid heard the fight. Well, then you know what? You're going to have to arrest a lot of people out here because a lot of children hear emotional arguments and physical fights in their home. So you're going to go around and arrest everyone.
I have no proof, but do you think his wife was pegging him and he's going to pay her to make this all go away and the charges will be dropped? I have no proof. I'm talking reckless. Do you think she was pegging him? And this is the reason why the nigga got married in his older years and now he looks like Captain Saberho. What do you think?
Well, you know what? I was once told it's nothing wrong with a little thumb up the butt vibe for men. I was told that once. I thought that was
I don't know who told you that, and that's Cap. But
I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I thought that was kind of odd, but I don't know their sex life. Only thing I know is I wish them both health and hurry up and get over this, whatever it is.
Okay.
But they do have Ring camera footage. So why that's not out in public, I don't know. But they should have put the Ring camera footage before they start putting child abuse and all these other claims on this man. Put the Ring camera footage up.
Where'd you get that from? I didn't know that there was Ring camera footage of Tigger supposedly giving her Tyson blows.
You could it didn't say he never, none of the reports say he hit her. They say he pushed her. She landed on the floor.
No.
None of
the Ring camera footage. You're saying there's Ring camera footage of what happened?
Yes, it's if you Google it, you'll see.
Please
but they
send
won't
me.
Put the footage up. I don't know why.
Please send me the link. Thank you, Janet.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Area code 215. You're my last caller. Please watch the language. Are you there? 215.
Yes, hi, Star.
Hey.
It's Oya Sangolati. I appreciate your content.
Hey,
I really
darling.
look up to you.
How are you?
Believe it or not, I just have one question I would like for the audience to help me understand. For Austin, rest in peace, regardless of how it went down, I would like to know what was his main reason to ask Kamala to leave. Kamala asked him to leave under the tent. I'm a little confused on the understand because he was there.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Okay. Thank you for that. But okay, that's what I really want to know. What was the main reason?
No. Stay with me because there's already been, stories, assumptions, speculation about him being told multiple times he had the right to be up under there. He was not competing, so why was it an issue? It was pouring rain, but yet and still, when the police catch up with him after he did admit to stabbing Austin, we can see on his hoodie that there's very little rain. So I don't have the answer to your question. What do you think was the reason with regards to Austin telling him or asking him to leave? What do you think?
My personal opinion, I wasn't there. I think he was being a bully. I'm sorry to say, Austin, because, oh, goodness. I feel as though, because what was wrong setting the tent, in my personal opinion? Not say I'm actually right, but I just want to get that across. Like, I don't understand what was, because when I saw the video, before the accident actually happened, I think I saw Austin walking towards the tent. And it's just like him and two other gentlemen. So, like, in my brain, me thinking a little bit, not being there, did someone contact Austin to say, oh, Kamala's over at the end of the tent? I don't know. So, them little two things is curious in my brain cells.
Okay.
Why would what would be the main issue? I'm trying to catch on to that part.
I don't have the answer for that. I don't want to, at this point, I don't want to say something just to be mean-spirited or to try to be funny, it's a tragedy. Do you want to see, what do you want to see with regards to the possible appeal? Any thoughts before you go?
Well, I would say, you know what, Star, because see, I'm looking at things in this magnitude. It's like, what was the purpose of touching someone if that actually happened? Because I was always told if you wasn't there, you don't know what actually would happen. And then on top, also too, what was the main? I might repeat myself a little bit. What was the main reason to get it out of the tent? I'm really trying to comprehend that mentally for myself. And that's all.
Can I suggest that you that you try to get the transcripts? Otherwise, you're going to be Otherwise, you're going to be guessing. No, listen, baby, I'm as serious as colon cancer.
Yeah.
Try to get the transcripts of what was said in the courtroom. Otherwise, you at your age, you sound like a woman of a certain age. Yes, no?
Yes, I am.
Okay. You sound like a woman who, you want the truth. And I don't want to say something, again, just for clicks and views. It's the information should be available. The judge gave an interview. Jeff Metcalf gave an interview, and other people are talking. So, the information's out there. But I thank you for your call, dear.
Thank you too. Bye-bye.
Bye now.